Hello associates and welcome to another Skyrim video.
Hey, you're finally awake.
Today's topic, you asked for it, it's graphics. Sometimes graphics looks good.
And again, it just works.
Sometimes they look no bueno.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought, Kavou, what is the best graphical setup for Skyrim? Graphics in Skyrim are subjective. I am going to show you what is the best graphical setup by my own standards. I am going to define what I mean when I say best. Every time I watch most of the graphic mod type of videos, my initial reaction is always something like this. So I will go through all of the mods I am using to make my game look the best it can be, while at the same time it maintains performance, stability, while keeping Skyrim true to its original roots. Again, the idea of my channel and the videos I make when it comes to modding Skyrim, I want to keep the vanilla spirit alive. So if you want a vanilla plus experience with much more better graphics, you came to the right channel. Very fast, I want to remind to you guys that only 9.5% of people who are watching this channel are subscribed. If you would like or sub, it will help me find my audience. Also, have you heard? I hear that people who subscribe to Kavou, they are getting a sub. They are getting a sweet roll for free that will also help me improve when it comes to making videos, so I could make those even better. Thank you for your time watching this, and let's move on. Let's start with the basics. Noble Skyrim is the bread and butter when it comes to graphic mods. Essentially, it covers almost 80% of the textures in game, the vanilla textures, to make them look much more better, reduce the memory they consume. We're going to put static mesh improvement, which covers other objects that Noble Skyrim isn't. On top of static mesh improvement, we're getting the static mesh improvement mode of improvement mode, that's the actual name. We're getting the static mesh improvement Minewood HD texture, and on top of all of that, we're getting the static mesh improvement clean and upscale. On top of that, I am using Skyland all-in-one, and I want few minutes here just to stress out how important Skyland is. First of all, Skyland all-in-one, you can go to the mod page, which again I will have links. It has a full list of all of the things it covers: caves, snow, trees, different types of cities. It covers literally everything. The most important thing about Skyland all-in-one that I don't see many modders talk about is that Skyland is using 1K textures and sometimes 2K textures. And you might say, 1K textures, Kavou, we're all about the 2 and 4K textures. But that's the trick. Those 1K textures Skyland has, they look like 4K textures. They take almost no memory, and essentially, if you want your Skyrim to run super fast and have the best visuals, Skyland all-in-one is a mod that sadly I don't see many other modders talking about. Skyland is just one file that covers everything. Also, Skyland has also the best snow texture I've ever seen, which means you don't need to go and grab landscape type of mods. Skyland has the best cave textures I've ever seen. It has the best mountain textures, which means we don't need to get majestic mountains or ERM. If it wasn't for Skyland, I will have around 50 or 60 mods with another hundreds of mods of patches just to cover all of the things Skyland all-in-one covers. It is a fantastic mod. Go and grab that. You're going to get the best visuals with the best performance, and you're gonna make Skyrim look like a true home for the Nords. Then go and get Skyland animated meats and ale bottles. It covers all of the bottles. Go and get Skyland pits and bots. That covers the majority of the clutter, making it look super cool. And we're getting the Skyland Windows as well. That covers the windows. We will use Parralax textures, but I'm saving this for later on. Go and get the glorious doors of Skyrim, which changes around 50 doors in Skyrim to look much more glorious. I used Dwemer Pipe rework that makes the Dwemer ruins look super badass. I use the version 5 right now because I do enjoy the different visuals. Then I'm getting Solstheim Ash Storms with glowing embers that makes Solstheim look so much more immersive. Get the Rudy HQ, more dramatic red Mountain Plume, which later on we are going to add a lot. On top of that, for mountains, I don't need to use anything else because Skyland All-in-One does this already on its own. You're going to get clouds over places, clouds all over, all in one, and also real clouds. That will make the clouds look exactly as they look in my game. They will dynamically change, and it's the best it can get when it comes to clouds. I also like to use SRWO Ancient Moons, which makes the moons look so much more better, so that pretty much covers most of the sky. For weathers, since I am not using any NB, we're using Cathedral Weathers. The reason why we're using Cathedral Weathers is that they have the best visuals for the vanilla Skyrim, and with community shaders, you're going to have the best visuals with again the best performance and quality at the same time. You will always have 60 FPS anywhere you go. That being said, I am using community shaders. Community shaders is essentially a different version of ENB. It makes Skyrim stand out from ENBs because it feels like original Skyrim, which is what I like to do. Many of the features of ENB, community shaders, they have most of the important features ENBs have, sometimes improved features even, while maintaining your FPS and your performance. With community shaders, I am using grass lighting that adds lighting to the grass, grass collision, screen space shadows, water blending to fix the water, light limit fix, which is an amazing mod, one of the biggest reasons why I like to use community shaders, to be honest. And on top of that, go and grab the complex Parralax materials, which will let us use community shaders with Parralax, which is going to apply Parralax textures to our landscapes, and also we're going to get the Skyland landscape Parralax textures and Skyland Whiterun complex Parralax, which is going to add Parralax to the Skyland textures we've installed earlier. I am not using any grass mode, any landscape modes, and any lighting modes because community shaders and the setup I have is meant again to make your Skyrim look natural, like how you imagine Skyrim to be when you first played it, back when you were young and beautiful.
Are you sure about that?
Because Skyland All-in-One has all of those covered, and not only it has them covered, but now with community shaders and Parralax, you are going to have the best looking landscapes. I cannot stress enough how amazing vanilla Skyrim can look without trying too hard to modernize the game to make it look alien. We have the slightly Better Rock Cairns, also has a patch for Parralax, which we're going to use. For Snow and Ashes, use Simplicity of Snow and shaders of Solstheim. I've made a couple of weeks ago a video talking about how Simplicity of Snow and shaders of Solstheim are so much more better than Better Dynamic Snow or Better Dynamic Ash. They require less patches, they are much more easier to use, and they do so much more. We have Snow Surfaces Sand Collision, which fixes some of the snow collisions, and it works with the vanilla game. I'm using Lanterns of Skyrim 2, which adds a bunch of lanterns in the world. I'm using whale bones on the coast just to add a little bit of life to the coasts of Skyrim. Daedric Shrines all-in-one that is going to enhance all of the Daedric Shrines to give a much more cool and unique feeling to the game. I'm using Markarth City of Stone, which makes Markarth look like Ironforge from World of Warcraft. It gives Markarth this larger than life type of feel when you walk into it. Markarth City of Stone is the best looking overhaul I've seen. It's very light. Grab the natural waterfalls and also the Downguard Dragonboar variety. There is also a patch for Markarth, which you want to grab that as well. For other landscape type of overhauls, I am using Rinse Farms all-in-one, which is going to enhance all of the vanilla farms that Rinse is covering. Go also and use Rinse overhauls, choose the ones you like to use, and I like to combine those with Environ's overhauls. You can go and select the specific locations you want to alter. All of those locations look fantastic. I am using Ember HD. Other people like to use Embers XD, and I also use Rudy Fix for smoke, and combining that with smoking torches and torches cast shadows to add much more realism when it comes to shadows. Go and grab the FYX series that fixes an insane amount of issues regarding the textures. The FYX series are insanely good. Go and grab literally everything from those and install them correctly. Always read the requirements. For trees, I am using Happy Little Trees, and the reason why I like happy little trees is because the trees look very similar with Skyrim's trees. From all of the tree overhauls out there, they are the most performance friendly ones to use, and I think they give the best feeling. Go and grab the bent pine trees, and then just to add more dynamic feeling to the world, I am using Seasons of Skyrim, then Seasons of Skyrim remove the unwanted grass, seasonal aspen trees, bent pine trees for Seasons of Skyrim, water plants, Shrubs of Snow, animated Ice Floes. I'm also using Obsidian fogs, combining that with our cloud mods. I also use less ugly Tundragrass. In the end, I'm using realistic Treeline, and you want to put X-Load Zen, Dino Dolot, and also use the tree load lighting that is going to work amazingly well with community shaders. If you ask me what I'm using for my plants and things like that, there are so many mods out there. I just wanted to exclude this one because it's going to make the video extra long. If this video gets something more than 30 likes, I am going to make a follow-up video to this where I will share the vegetation type of mods I'm using in order to make Skyrim look much more better, and also some other misc type of mods that I haven't got the time to mention in this video. I don't use any overhauls for any cities because I love the vanilla aesthetic, and Skyland all-in-one with all of the mods I've included in this episode, they make every vanilla city feel so much better without needing to install any additional overhauls, because usually city overhauls are extremely buggy, they will drain your FPS, and I like to have 60 FPS everywhere I go, while at the same time Skyrim feels again like Skyrim. I'm uploading both Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim videos, and I'm also planning to showcase my anniversary edition mod list that I use for my Skyrim. I will keep making Skyrim videos and Fallout videos. Until then, stay super awesome, and if you made it again to this part of the video, you're a trooper, I love you, and I wish you a happy week. Take care associates, and until next time, happy modding.